So, Conor McGregor says that he's back on the UFC 200 card after tweeting out, "Happy to announce that I'm back on UFC 200. Shout out to @Dana White and @Lorenzo Fertitta on getting this one done for the fans, #respect. And good on him, man, you know, but I don't think it's right for him to be everyone, I don't think he should be able to sit there and claim that he's back on the card when it's not even, like, confirmed, you know what I mean? Like, the UFC has not confirmed that he's back, but I'm looking through his Twitter, and on the 21st, Conor says, "I've got my bills paid, my money made, and the entire game slayed. #your move." This guy's so fucking funny. Jesus Christ. But, you know, it's fucking weird that, the UFC apparently allowed him to go on Twitter and say, "Hey man, I'm back on the fucking card, blah 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 blah." I'm pretty sure that they're doing this on purpose. Like, at this point, it has to be done on purpose, because there is no fucking way that the UFC would allow him to keep that on Twitter for 9 hours. I mean, I'm sure there's somewhere on his contract that his Twitter is owned by somebody. Like, somebody has some other, you know, input on his Twitter, and I mean, I can't see the UFC not having some sort of contract stipulation where you can't talk about pay-per-view stipulations or what have you. I'm sure they don't allow them to do it. I mean, unless they do, which wouldn't make any sense, but I mean, it's just strange. It's the strangest shit. Like, I don't know, man. But if he is back on the UFC 200 card, by God, that makes everything a little bit better, because fucking A, the UFC 200 card right now just looks like shit. I mean, it's honestly probably worse than UFC 198 and 199 combined. Like, it's double bad. UFC 198 is looking pretty stout. I like that card. There's going to be some good fights on that card, except for Shogun, because he's just going to get knocked the fuck out. Because that dude's got a glass chin nowadays. He really needs to just bounce on out of there. So the first fight on the UFC 200 card is Kat Zingano and Juliana Pena. Then we've got Jim Miller versus Takanori Gomi. I'm trying my best. And then we've got fucking Sage Northcutt and then Enrique Marin. Dude, you've got fucking Sage Northcutt on the UFC 200 card. And this bitch just fucking, like, tapped out from a choke that wasn't even in. What the fuck? God, man, what the fuck? And then, okay, so this is a good fight. Diego Sanchez versus Joe Lozon. I love that fight. That's one of the better fights on the card, and do not mistake it. I mean, Gegard Mousasi and Derek Brunson could be a good fight. I'm sure it will be a good fight, but I see something icky about it. There's something about it I don't like. And then you've got fucking Johnny Hendricks on the UFC 200 card. I mean, is this like a Fox Sports fucking card? I mean, what is this shit? This is honest to God shit. Like, what the fuck? I mean, fucking A. Johnny Hendricks versus Kelvin Gastelum. What are you doing? Gastelum? I don't know any of these motherfuckers' names. Like, I know about Kelvin. I can't say his last name, though. I'm not saying I don't know his name. I'm saying I can't say his name. I need to think before I say shit sometimes. But fucking Cain Velasquez versus Travis Brown. That's probably going to be a good fight. I see Kane getting fucking blasted, though. I really do. And not because Travis Brown is a good fighter. I honestly hate Travis Brown in the way that he fights, because he's good, but there's nothing special about him. You know what I mean? Except for his eye pokes. Those are really special. But I don't see Kane beating him, because Kane just gets tired out way too quick. And he always has. Fucking Tate versus Amanda Nunes, which, I mean, it could be an okay fight. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of fucking, I don't know. But I know that Amanda Nunes, god damn, her fucking knockout powers. Bananas. But the fight that she had before, like, her previous fight, she looked like shit. And I don't think she's going to beat Tate. I just don't see it. And then, obviously, Aldo versus Edgar for the interim featherweight title, which, I mean, I guess. Edgar is a decision fighter. I don't see him going to a decision with Aldo, though. So, I see Aldo knocking his ass out. But then, it says, for the fucking main event, it says, to be announced, and then to be determined. So, we've got some fucking weird shit here. To be announced sounds like, okay, we've already got a fighter, and then to be determined is like, oh, that's where Conor was supposed to be, and now he's gone, so now we gotta fucking figure that shit out. So, to be announced is Nate, obviously, if he's still on the card, because if you heard what Nate said, he was like, I want to fight McGregor, and that's all I want to fight, and if I don't get to fight him, I'm taking a vacation. Which, good on you, man. I would too. Fuck that shit. So, Nate versus, or somebody versus somebody on the main event of UFC 200. Because, the UFC is being pussies. Just put Conor back on the card. That is your biggest draw. You have nobody else that draws that much attention. You're not going to sell anywhere near close. You're not going to sell any fucking shit. You know what I mean? I mean, you've got the perfect setup, UFC. You've got the perfect setup. You've got fucking Aldo and Edgar fighting. Whoever wins that fight automatically has to call McGregor back down to 45 pounds. Gotta do it. He can't stay at 170. It's impossible. He can't keep doing it. He's gonna lose his fucking title. He might as well just vacate the fucking thing and just let them fight for it. And then figure out what he wants to do. Because you know, it's just, what the fuck? You know what I mean? So, McGregor needs to be on that card, so when whoever wins the interim title, or have McGregor out there while it's going on, or something. Have him in the building. If he's not fighting, have him in the building. Have him commentating, for fuck's sake. That'd be brilliant. That's have Conor commentating if he's not going to be on the card. And then whoever the fuck wins that fight, obviously is going to call out McGregor. 100%. We already know it. And if they don't, that's not surprising either, because Edgar and Aldo are kind of babies, but whatever. That's neither here or there. But yeah, have Conor there. Have him commentating during that fight. That'd be fucking hilarious. But, tell him he has to be professional, but he can throw in some shit. He can throw in a little bit of fire. It's just, this card is so unimpressive that it's a little bit frightening. I mean, the Aldo and Edgar fight is probably going to be good. The Tate and Nunes, it's a toss-up. Velasquez and Brown, I don't know. Kind of not interested. Johnny Hendricks and Kelvin Gastelum, don't really give a fuck. Don't really like Hendricks. Don't really like Kelvin. They're both on the downslide. Or, well, Hendricks is on the downslide. Kelvin is kind of doing something, but he's not premium. I mean, Hendricks is more premium than Kelvin. Like, in the hands and in everything else. I mean, fucking A. I don't see anything interesting happening in this fight at all with Hendricks and Gastelum. Fucking Gegard Mousasi and Derek Brunson, it could be a great fight. It could probably be a really good fight. I don't fucking know, though. I haven't seen Gegard fight in a long time. Diego Sanchez and Joe Lozon, gonna be a great fight. I see that fight being fabulous. You know, they're both really good fighters, so there should be... And they're practically tied right now. Like, as far as significant strikes and grappling, they are like... Except for Lozon on the grappling, obviously that's his shit. But, you know, they're so fucking close to being the same fucking fighter, except for the grappling, that it's fucking bananas. So, it should be a good fight. Unless somebody just gets fucking hooked and then it's over, which, honestly, that would be a cool knockout. But Sage fucking Northcutt on the UFC 200 card. What the fuck, Dana White? What the fuck? What the fuck is that? You've got 600 people on your roster and you picked that douche. Yeah, you know, he's your next poster boy, but goddamn, dog. What the fuck? Come on, dude. What the fuck is that shit? Fucking Jim Miller and Takani. Oh, God, I don't care. I don't care. The Katz Ngannou and Juliana Pena fight, I care about, though. That's going to be an aight fight. But I see there's really nothing else. I mean, there really is nothing else. I mean, I don't see anything else. There's really nothing else interesting on these. But it's going to be interesting to see Zingano fight, because she hasn't fought since what? I think 2015. That was against Rousey, and she got submitted in the first round. It was so depressing. Obviously, everybody remembers that, but the Zingano and Pena fight, the Sanchez and Lozon fight, the Mousasi and Brunson fight could be aight. Could be. I don't know. I haven't watched them in a long time. I don't know why I haven't watched any of their fights. I just don't care about the 185-pound division. I'm going to be honest. I mean, Velasquez and Brown could be okay. More than likely, that'll probably be the best fight on the card, but I just am not interested in any of that shit. Tate and Nunes, I see that being a stinker, to be quite honest. And Aldo and Edgar, I don't know. There's so much shit that's that I don't know how to talk about it realistically. But everything else on that card is shit. And honestly, for the biggest pay-per-view that the UFC will have all time, they have no fights that really stick out on the card. And even the McGregor and Diaz second fight doesn't stick out to me. It really doesn't. It's not a good fight. We obviously saw what the fuck happened in that fight. It's not a good fight. They are completely different. Nate is just more premium standing up than McGregor. He's obviously superior to the max on ground game and grappling. To the max. Conor tried to hit him with everything, and it did nothing. And even that fight on that card would not be impressive, and that's the best fight that you could put on that fucking card. So, UFC, what the fuck? Either put him on the card, or just fuck the whole thing. I mean, at this point, just fuck the whole thing. And then, by the way, this crazy shit says, fights are verbally agreed upon, and card may change at any time. Some fighters may not be broadcasts. What? The fuck does that mean? So are we gonna get like 4 fights not broadcasted? Or like, dude, they're grasping at straws here. They're not even making these motherfuckers sign contracts to fight. on cards. Dude, start doing that. So whenever they bounce on out, you can give them a fucking penalty for bouncing on out. You know? Unless it's a 100% real injury that has a waiting list time of over 4 months. Over 4 months. It has to be that long. You can't just keep giving these motherfuckers free shots. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'll see you guys later. This video became tragic. So, see you guys.